together because this is the night we've been waiting for. The finals of the Gold Rush Tournament to crown the first ever NXT Champion.
This is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, at a total combined weight of 445 pounds, the team of Jason Jordan and Mike Dalton.
Oh, this is only the second time Dalton and Jordan have had the opportunity to team up. The first time they did, they had quite the upset, William Regal.
They certainly did, yes. It looked like Hunico and Camacho were just having their wicked ways with Mike Dalton, but Mike Dalton surprised everybody in the NXT universe by pinning the team that have been together since they were children. And it was amazing. It was an amazing moment here in the NXT arena.
Their opponents, at a total combined weight of 435 pounds, Hunico and Camacho.
And I think it's safe to say we're going to see a much different attitude from these two gentlemen.
It's an attitude that I wouldn't like to be on the other end of, to be quite honest with you, Byron. Can you imagine how embarrassed that Hunico and Camacho feel right now?
Nope.
They're going to come out, and they're going to come out nasty.
Hunico and Camacho have based their own friendship on respect, and for all intents and purposes, they felt disrespected by Mike Dalton and Jason Jordan.
I would imagine that they were disrespected when they got back home to their barrio, as they call it. I'm sure a few sniggers behind their backs from some of their other friends. I'm sure this is going to drive them on, show a real spiteful side of them tonight. I'm hoping for that anyway, because I like a bit of that.
You see the expression on the face of Camacho. Very determined expression to get some redemption for his team here. Really interesting when you look at Jason Jordan and Mike Dalton. Again, we mentioned this is only the second time they've teamed up here on NXT, but they've taken that opportunity to refine their skills together and to build a stronger chemistry.
Yes, they have. And they've spent several, the last several weeks spending every second that they have with each other to get to know each other, to get to know each other's skills. And I hate to point this out, but sometimes you have to know your partner's weaknesses as well so you can cover for them. Mike Dalton's far more experienced, but he's still only been around this industry for a couple of years. Jason Jordan's basically a rookie, doing an incredible job of it. But they're working great as a unit. Don't want to speak too soon, obviously. A good kick in the mash there.
Hunico and Camacho know each other so well and know how to take advantage of the slightest opportunity, and now Jason Jordan is paying for it.
This is where you will see now that Hunico and Camacho will take out their hatred on the pair of Jason Jordan and Mike Dalton. Fortunately for Jason Jordan, he's going to suffer severely for this.
Hunico, did you hear that kick to the back of Jason Jordan? Hunico, quick cover here.
Those kicks in the spine send a stinger right through your arms, and you feel it in your fingertips. It's incredibly painful.
Hunico so well versed, he can brawl with the best of them. He can incorporate his lucha libre style, whatever it takes to maintain the advantage.
He has a wonderful vicious streak.
Oh, it's out, shoulders down. Oh, whoa! Hook up. Oh. What strength by Hunico.
Who'd have thought that Hunico could actually pick up somebody of Jason Jordan's size? That shows you what kind of a competitor Hunico is. Ferocious.
Quick tag into Camacho. Wise strategy, trying to isolate Jason Jordan. Jordan's no slouch. Jordan's a blue chip standout athlete at the University of Indiana, Division I wrestler, but fighting an uphill battle here against Camacho.
He's been isolated.
Watch shoulders down.
And when you're injured and you're isolated, you become prey, and that's what's happening here. You're far more than being alone. He has to make that tag. Jason Jordan has to make the tag to Mike Dalton now. I mean, otherwise...
Oh, nice agility by Jordan.
Now he needs to make that tag quickly as possible.
He's inching closer, and there it is. Here comes Mike Dalton. Head on with Hunico. Mike Dalton trying to make it 2-0 against Hunico and Camacho. Dalton may very well be on his way to earning that second victory for his team. Momentum on his side.
Here's how Mike Dalton won.
Oh, so close.
I was going to say, here's how Mike Dalton won the match a few weeks ago, but now you see Mike Dalton's incredibly well trained. He's from Landstorm School in Calgary. He knows what he's doing at all times. But when you've got two men you have to compete against, even the best of competitors sometimes come unstuck. Mike Dalton needs to watch himself here.
Dalton scouted Camacho, connects with the drop kick. Oh, just in time, Camacho able to break up the pinfall, and Jason Jordan's right there to meet him. Dalton's got to watch out here. Dangerous situation. Camacho, Hunico took advantage again. Hook up the leg, shoulders down. Hunico, Camacho win.
Here are your winners, Camacho and Hunico.
Talk about giving an inch and taking a yard. That's exactly what Hunico and Camacho are oh so capable of doing.
These two teams are now one-on-one. Now, Hunico and Camacho can go back and hold their heads high in their barrier.
They'll hold the takedown just enough to hold Mike Dalton.
Look at the smart competing here by Camacho. Holding on to Jason's Jordan leg, the referee couldn't see him. Helping his team, and that's all that matters. A win is a win.
A win is a win for Hunico and Camacho, but who will be the ultimate winner later tonight, folks? One-on-one to crown our first NXT champion, Seth Rollins, Jinder Mahal, tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jimmy and Jay, the Usos.
Well, the impassioned, spirited Samoan duo of Jimmy and Jay have the NXT arena on their feet. That's some nice dance moves.
Last time we was here, we met the Ascensions, right? So it's clear they wasn't interested in winning any match. Nah, they wanted to fight. We got unfinished business. You want to fight? Ascensions, why don't you come out here and get some of the ooh!
The Usos apparently calling out Kenneth Cameron and Connor O'Brien. I think they're going to get their answer. Oh, wait. In the ring, Ascension has ambushed the Usos.
I was looking to the ramp side here to see where the Ascension, I'm in awe of their entrance, and where did they actually come from?
Yeah, we all were. I mean, they're so vicious and volatile, and they're showing it right now.
These are two very, very dangerous men. Obviously, you don't know where they're going to come from. You don't know how hard they're going to hit you. Just going to put you in peril. That's all I can say.
Oh, wow!
How do you even compete against a team that is willing to do anything that it takes, and I mean anything, to make a point?
Connor O'Brien and Kenneth are attempting to dismantle the Usos.
They're not just attempting, they're actually having their wicked ways with both of the Usos here.
And now Jimmy Uso, perhaps the next victim. My goodness.
The Usos are an incredible team, but they've just been absolutely slaughtered here. I mean, it's just devastating. Every tag team, whether it be here in NXT or in the WWE, needs to keep eyes on Ascension, because believe me, they're a force to be reckoned with.
I'll tell you what, Ascension is standing tall, but something tells me somewhere, somehow, this issue between the Usos and Ascension will have to be settled.
There's no doubt about that. There's no way that this is going to be over. The Usos are going to try their best to make a point out of the Ascension, but I'm just willing and happy to be here to watch it. It's going to be a great time for tag team competitors here.
Folks, we are still counting down the minutes to the historical first ever NXT Championship match. Who will leave the NXT arena as champion? Jinder Mahal or Seth Rollins? We'll find out tonight.
And talk about a man who's created an undeniable first impression. The freight train of destruction known as Big E Langston will be in action.
And now, the Raw Rebound is brought to you by WWEshop.com, the official WWE merchandise superstore.
So last week, I apologized to CM Punk, after which I got kicked in the head from behind. This week, I want an apology from CM Punk.
Now there's the WWE Champion.
You want the WWE Champion to apologize for doing his job? I'm not a bad guy, and I didn't turn my back on anybody. You, Jerry Lawler, turned your back on the WWE Universe when you slandered its beloved champion. And it's because of your lack of respect that I kicked you in your stupid head. I will put down anybody who shows me disrespect. That's what I do. As far as your apology goes, I am sorry, Jerry Lawler. I'm sorry that all it takes to get in the WWE Hall of Fame is to beat a bunch of nobodies from Memphis. To act like a juvenile for your entire 23-year career in WWE. I'm sorry that your jealousy and lack of respect for me stems from never being WWE Champion yourself. Most of all, I'm sorry about the man you've become. Are you upset? Did that upset you? Did I touch a nerve? You look like you want to fight. You want to fight me, Jerry Lawler? You're just a commentator. I'm the best in the world. Just a commentator. I would embarrass you. You're the WWE circus seal. I'm the best in the world. I can see it on your face. You want to fight me, Jerry Lawler? I'll fight you.
Hey, Punk, you damn right I'll fight you tonight.
This is a Raw active match. The WWE Universe decided. Jerry Lawler versus the WWE Champion CM Punk will take place inside a steel cage. The only way to win, pinfall submission or escape from the cage.
I'll promise you one thing's gonna happen at the end of tonight. You're gonna leave embarrassed because I'm gonna beat you with an inch of your life.
And CM Punk looking to end this matchup. Oh, look at this. Punk, the Anaconda Vice. The Vice locked in. Lawler's got to tap out. He's got no choice. CM Punk proved his point. He taught Jerry Lawler in his mind something about respect.
CM Punk will defend his WWE title at Night of Champions against John Cena.
What is Punk doing now?
Just the facts, Jerry Lawler. I want to hear you say that I'm the best in the world. Say it! Hell no! I am the best wrestler in the world, and I want to hear you say it! Say it! Say it!
And there's John Cena.
The best wrestler in the world. Show me respect.
Soldier, yeah, I told ya, I'm on the mission, I'm switching, I'm all over. I'm a soldier.
This bout is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Tampa, Florida, weighing 290 pounds, Big E Langston.
I cannot tell you, William Regal, how many folks were talking about the debut of Big E Langston and the pure dominance displayed by this huge individual.
And those people need to be talking because there is not a man stronger in the world.
His opponent already in the ring from Boston, Massachusetts, weighing 230 pounds, Chase Donovan.
Well, Chase Donovan will attempt to play the role of spoiler against Big E, but I gotta be honest with you, I do not envy the spot that Chase Donovan is in right now.
Big E Langston, not only an incredibly strong man, and I truly mean this, one of the strongest men in the world, but also a man of incredible feats of just viciousness when he has to.
Oh, I mean,
he will tear somebody apart quite willingly and quite happily.
Big E Langston squats 750 pounds. He can bench nearly 600 pounds. He deadlifts over 800 pounds. Goes to show you, Big E Langston is truly a freak of nature.
Big E's, what do you call it? His understudy in a, I don't know the exact word, but Big E decided to stay and continue with his wrestling training, and the person, his alternate, that's it, his alternate. He went to the World Championships.
My
Dear
goodness.
me. Went to the World Championships recently and won. So someone who Big E, who just sort of is there in case Big E can't compete, won the World Championships.
Look at how Big E is just stalking Chase Donovan, hyping himself up as the seconds go by. And Donovan's not even moving. He's not even moving.
That's no surprise.
Oh, look out!
Oh, goodness gracious me.
My gosh! Enough
Here
said.
is your winner, Big E Langston.
What can you say?
What
What
can
can
you say? The only thing that's coming into my head is that I'm glad I'm not in there with him right now. Goodness gracious.
Big E Langston has now made it 2-0 with pure power and devastation here on NXT. And look at this. Just watch the impact. Oh. Chase Donovan was already out, and that was just adding insult to injury. That is a man who is ready for whatever is thrown his way.
Well, folks, final preparations are underway as Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal get set for the biggest match of their careers. One of these two men will become the first ever NXT champion next. Look at this, NXT superstars and divas headed out on stage to get a first-hand look at this historical championship matchup. But just moments ago, our own Riley Pierce caught up with Big E Langston.
Excuse me, Big E, if you have a moment, I just want to say you've been very devastating on NXT so far. Do you think that your streak's going to continue?
At this time, allow me to introduce to you the Commissioner of NXT, WWE Hall of Famer, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it's come down to. This is the importance, the prestige of this moment. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, carrying the championship,
that will be worn by either Seth Rollins or Jinder Mahal.
How can you not be excited? The Hall of Famer Howard Finkel, the Hall of Famer, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, and tonight we will crown the first ever NXT Champion. You can always be next, but you can never be first at one time. Mr. Regal, I know you know this young man, his family very well.
Yes, I do.
This is a very huge night for he and a lot of people in his immediate family.
This is the most important night of both of these two young men's lives and their careers. And it especially means a great deal to Jinder Mahal. He's dedicating his win, and I truly believe he's going to win tonight, to the great competitor from India, Dara Singh, who passed away recently. And that is why I know from all the skills, all the breeding, it means more to him than anything else in his life, is to dedicate this win to Dara Singh.
The Camel Clutch has brought Jinder Mahal to the finals of the NXT tournament. The tournament started many, many weeks ago, and then finally the quarterfinals were picked up here on NXT on television. We worked through the quarterfinals, the semifinals, and now we are down to 2.
And this man, known as Seth Rollins, the flag bearer of individualism, doesn't care about following the status quo, had one dream as a child. His dream was to be champion.
Well, last week Rollins said that watching WWE as a young man gave him structure, gave him goals. He wanted to be a champion. And this is the first step to his own professional immortality. It begins and ends perhaps here tonight.
It shows the importance of this match, because all the NXT roster and certain people that don't even compete here on NXT who are in the area, people from SmackDown and from Raw, they've all come out on the stage here to watch, because they know that they're seeing history in the making. They also know most of them are envious because they want to be the first challenger. Don't think I
Ladies
don't
and
think that as
gentlemen,
well.
the following contest, scheduled for one fall, is the final match in the Gold Rush Tournament. The winner of this bout will become the first ever NXT Champion. Introducing the participants, first to my right, from Punjab, India, weighing 221 pounds, Jinder Mahal. To my left, his opponent, from Davenport, Iowa, weighing 209 pounds, Seth Rollins.
A long way from the disparities from India to Iowa. The lifestyles, the upbringing, the background.
But they both have a competitive spirit and a competitive desire to win, and that's all that really matters. That unites the world.
William Regal, I'd like to ask you this. You've been in countless big-time matches, and this is certainly the biggest match of both the careers of Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal. What is going through the mind of both of these men?
Look at this. Jinder Mahal refusing to shake the hand of our commissioner, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, who put this whole Gold Rush tournament together. That's somewhat of a lack of respect, one could certainly assume.
And Jinder Mahal thrives on hostility and resistance, and that's just one example. And yet it's propelled him to this spot, to this opportunity.
To answer your question, Byron, what's going through both of their minds now is obviously, it's simple. It's to win, but not also to make a silly mistake and get beat very quickly. That's something that you're very anxious about in such competitions like this. You don't want to, you'll notice the pace will be somewhat slowed down. They don't want to give any opening to their opponents because they know a simple thing like that could end the greatest night of their life.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, whoever comes out on top, that man's life will never be the same.
Not a clean break by, note this, there was not a clean break on the first exchange there by Jinder Mahal. Mahal is going to take every opportunity, every shortcut that he can to walk out here as NXT champion.
You make that sound like it's a bad thing, Jim. I don't think that is. I think he has to take every opportunity, because you can't give anything to Seth Rollins, because he will beat you very quickly if you do.
Nice agility by Rollins here, who responds.
Rollins, supremely athletic, extremely combative. Very much the competitor, but the same can be said from Jinder Mahal. Same school of thought. Both these men came to win without a doubt tonight. Whatever they got to do is what will happen.
Seth Rollins loves the pressure. He loves high pressure situations. Almost trying to put Jinder away there.
Match has got to be won by pinfall or submission here tonight. So it is one fall or submission. Television time remaining for these men to get their work done.
Rollins is gonna fly, no.
I think Rollins has got to be very judicious with his flying.
Wow.
Because he just went face first into the ring apron, which is very unforgiving, and now Jinder Mahal.
No!
Oh my God.
Did you hear the thud of Seth Rollins' body?
Rollins' spine right on the rampway. And now Jinder Mahal has created opportunity for himself. Let's see if Jinder Mahal can widen the advantage. He's one step closer to becoming the first NXT champion.
That might have been the blow right there. Jinder Mahal at the cover. Almost over right there. Jinder Mahal's in full control, and NXT champion will be crowned. We've got to take a break. This match continues.
They are global entertainers, professionally trained athletes, WWE superstars, but they are not invincible. When they step into that ring, they take real risks and endure unimaginable pain. Broken bones, torn muscles, dislocations, separations. Be smart, be safe. Don't try this at home.
Welcome back to NXT. This is our main event, much anticipated NXT Championship on the line. Take a look at how Jinder Mahal has maintained his advantage. He was able to catapult the body of Seth Rollins into a nasty thud in the aisleway, and Jinder came so close to defeating Seth Rollins, who is in a very bad way right now.
A nice back heel trick, but the focus of this offense by Jinder Mahal, obviously, as it should be, is on the lower back of Seth Rollins. Rollins landed in a very precarious way on the rampway, spine first. But look at Rollins, gutting it out, fighting back into this thing.
Rollins, but unable to muster up the strength. And Jinder Mahal continues the attack.
This is where Jinder Mahal is at his very best. He will just prey on Seth Rollins now. He will take his time. He will wear down that back that he knows is injured. And I mean, he knows there's no way that
there's a cover. The cover could be.
Seth Rollins could have possibly recovered from that injury onto the ramp.
This is the biggest match ever in NXT. All the superstars from NXT are here on the stage, and several other dignitaries as well watching on. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes at ringside. And now, could it be just a matter of time before Jinder Mahal can exploit the injured lower back of Seth Rollins and be the first NXT champion?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, what about the mentality of Seth Rollins right now? What's going on in the mind of Seth Rollins, knowing he's hurt, knowing that lower back has got to be screaming in pain?
Seth Rollins is just trying to survive. He knows.
Oh, watch out.
Here we go.
Seth Rollins knows it is in incredible condition, so he knows he's got no worry about his win, but he knows his spine is damaged. And so he has to try and avoid any more slams, but he's obviously not being too successful at the moment.
Rollins has got to process a lot of information. He's got to fight through pain. And here's a cover again, the float over by Mahal. Mahal reaching back, got the leg, found a 2 count. The other thing Rollins may be thinking Mr. Regal, is how will his injury affect his offense?
That certainly is, because he has such a flying and impactful offense, Seth Rollins. Can he perform some of the things that he's used to? You know, he flies around with ease, but he's not going to be able to now. His spine is severely damaged. You know, pain is temporary, but winning this NXT Championship and being the first NXT Champion in history, I mean, it'll never, ever be any better for these two young competitors. So they have to fight through all the pain and anguish.
Rollins is trying to fight back, and Mahal counters quickly. Quickly and decisively countered by Mahal with a knee right to the sternum, and down goes Rollins, the cover.
Take a look at that vicious knee again, head-on impact to Seth Rollins, and oh no.
Camel clutch time, and Rollins sensed it and felt it. Got to the ropes for some sanctuary, but look at the strategic placement of those strikes by Jinder Mahal right to the lower back in the kidney area.
Yeah, it's amazing Seth Rollins even just had the wherewithal to grab that bottom rope despite the punishment he's received.
Oh, great counter.
Talk about wherewithal, man.
Rollins did not land on his back. Instead landed on his feet. There's our commissioner looking on, and then scored with the enziguri. Everyone in NXT here on the stage watching this match, because we could all say we were here when the first NXT champion was crowned. And right now, Rollins trying to fight back into the hunt. It won't be easy for Seth Rollins.
Rollins with everything he can, knowing one of these two men will earn a permanent spot in the annals of history.
Ooh, I think Rollins' back may be tightening up on him, Mr. Regal. A couple of those kicks didn't have the mustard that they usually do.
I was just thinking the same thing, Jim. Yes, they didn't have the usual ferocity that Seth Rollins' kicks are known for. When that lower back gets damaged, you know, he can affect all the nervous system going down your legs. Hopefully, it's not too much damage to Seth Rollins.
Mahal went for a knee, fell awkwardly off the top turnbuckle all the way to the floor. At least if nothing else, it's going to buy that man, Seth Rollins, just a little bit of time.
And if I was Seth Rollins right now, I would be taking that time. I wouldn't be following out Jinder Mahal trying to do anything, but obviously he's a far eager young man than I am.
Mahal was holding his knee. We'll keep an eye on that. Rollins going to take a chance, bad back and all. NXT title on the line.
Watch out!
And Rollins with a crossbody, defying gravity. You see the price that Rollins has paid. Mahal got some of it too.
Take a look again. Seth Rollins is all about the energy of the moment, putting his life and limb at risk for a chance to win the NXT Championship.
Back in the ring they go. This match has got to be won or lost. Inside the ring, and Rollins suffering, hurting, trying to block out the pain. Is that possible?
Rollins just took a little too much time, and it was enough for Jinder Mahal.
This could be devastating here if Mahal does what I assume he may try.
Oh no.
Bad back.
If Seth Rollins' lower back hits the canvas now, who knows if Seth Rollins can even continue. Because
Superplex.
Ooh. Oh.
Rollins almost broken in half with a superplex. There is carnage everywhere. We've got to take our final commercial break. Who will be the champion? We hope to find out when we come back.
Welcome back to NXT. This is our main event to crown the first ever NXT champion. It has come down to guts, will, and determination between Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins.
Rollins scored with that knife-edge chop, but Jinder Mahal still standing tall. Mahal's got a bad knee, we think. We know that Rollins' lower back is hurting, and these men are striking with everything they can. Rollins now getting the upper hand. It has been Jinder Mahal's match for the majority of this contest.
Back and forth. Who's going to get the advantage here?
Oh, Mahal just regained the advantage, without a doubt. The cover and the throw. That was so close. Referee's hand was coming down for the 3 count. Mahal knows it, and we know that Seth Rollins' bad back is getting worse and worse by the heartbeat. Bull Nelson. Mahal thinking, clubbing blows again to the spine, the back.
And Mahal is trying to put the finishing touches on Rollins, who counters.
Nice wrestling from the Iowan, a state known for its wrestling in the United States. And Rollins missed with one kick, but not the second one, and it strikes Mahal in the temple.
So resourceful, so resilient.
Oh, what a knee, what a knee.
And Rollins now, momentum, hooks the leg, no. Gosh, how close can you get?
Amazing championship match on NXT. Rollins thought he had him. You gotta regroup. Seth Rollins, you gotta regroup. Turn the burner up on the fire. All the stars from NXT and abroad here on the stage watching this magnificent main event, an historic main event.
You have to just admire the determination of Seth Rollins. Bad back and all, still coming full speed.
Oh, turnbuckle. Strategic use of the turnbuckle.
The knee before knocked the equilibrium silly of Jinder Mahal, and that turnbuckle straight back onto the ear again. Jinder Mahal.
Connection by Rollins. Shoulders down to Mahal. No!
A savant kick earned a near fall for Seth Rollins. Rollins is astonished that kick didn't do it.
Look at this again. Look how close Rollins was to putting away. And now Rollins flies.
Oh, Rollins crashing and burning. A corkscrew moonsault attempt with nothing but canvas.
That might have just been it. That might have been the blessing in disguise for Jinder Mahal.
Has Rollins taken one too many chances. Full Nelson slam with authority. And the cover, the hook of the leg, and we got it.
What?
Somehow, some way, Seth Rollins willed his way out of that predicament.
How did Seth Rollins even have the guts to just raise that shoulder up?
Amazing heart, the will to win. Not just the will to compete, but the will to win.
Oh, wow, look at this now. Looks like Jinder Mahal having the will to finish off Rollins with that camel clutch if he can cinch it in.
Camel clutch will do it.
Certainly will, yes. Back to the back of Seth Rollins. There is no way, if that camel clutch is applied correctly, that Seth Rollins will be able to survive. There's absolutely no way.
Jinder repositioning Rollins, who counters with a roll-up. The shoulders are...
Rollins, out of desperation, made the counter. And now Rollins.
Oh my, what strength! How is he even doing this?
Rollins has Mahal up and tosses him into the turnbuckle. Rollins has built momentum.
Blackout, he hit it! Rollins hit it!
Rollins with the blackout, Rollins with the cover. Seth Rollins has become the first NXT champion.
The winner of this bout and new NXT champion, Seth Rollins.
What a main event. Extremely combative, amazingly physical. A match that could have gone either way on many occasions, but on this night, Seth Rollins battled through a bad back injury to defeat that man, Jinder Mahal, and become the first ever NXT champion.
What a moment for a man who dared to be different, who dared to have a dream, and can now call himself champion.
But also a man who has an incredibly large target on his back and 50 sets of eyes that I can see stood on this stage, all wanting to be his next challenger.
What a moment. What a moment inside the NXT arena. What a moment in history, ladies and gentlemen. Take another look. Jinder Mahal thought he had Seth Rollins right where he wanted him, trying to apply the camel clutch. Rollins was able to counter, and with momentum, all-important momentum, riding high on the side of Rollins, blackout, emphatically delivered, and Seth Rollins captures the biggest honor of his young career.
An amazing accomplishment for an emotional Seth Rollins, who battled his way through the single elimination tournament to become the last man standing, the first NXT champion.
A historic night
from the NXT arena. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We have a new NXT champion, and the era of Seth Rollins has begun.